do you think we can summarize in a few ideas what came out of these sessions? Some points of some ideas you think they are the main?
So digital natives are everywhere, especially young people need new learning environments, and we have to adapt also as teachers in universities or as in schools our teaching behavior. We have to accept that they're using new media to search and to learn, and one proposal here was to adapt our teaching behavior more like games. So we should learn from games and not have the learns outside of the classroom, but bring them in. With games, you are training a lot of your different senses. You learn formal thinking, and that's exactly what we want to have in many subjects from students. So why not apply more learning environments which are organized like games, which was one conclusion here. I was presenting the Net Culture Lab initiative, which we have set up in Austria. These are two laboratories, one in Dornbirn and one in Vienna, together with a telecommunication operator. They wanted to support digital natives, and we set up 2 rooms with equipment for do-it-yourself electronics, and a number of projects came out of this. 5,000 people within 2 years have visited those laboratories, and 30 projects have been supported. And at the end of this phase, now we have still those laboratories, but with spin-offs. People are working there. They said, that's a nice environment, we want to stay there and neither pay the rent and run their own companies there. And this was the idea of supporting digital natives then at the end to make their own business ideas, and the concept was quite well working. Yeah?
Well, I think one of the most important things is that people, when they play games, even in informal context, they are learning. They are being exposed to different contexts that in real life are not possible. So they allow new ways of dealing with information, and in a fun way. But for that to happen, then you have to have games that have certain characteristics. Not all games are good games for learning. They're boring games. They are some of them are terrible, and they are not good for learning, because one of the I think one of the main findings is that to be educational, a game has to be, first of all, a game capable of engaging you in the gaming activity. If you don't engage in a game, even if the content is fantastic, you're not going to play, and you're going to miss that opportunity to learn. So
the breakout session that I was in, it was the infrastructure of knowledge, and I think that the main issues raised there were a laptop for everybody, open access to knowledge, open access to materials, competition done in universities but with openness, and the idea to open the data inside the universities, to share data, to make the knowledge accessible for institutions, for higher educational institutions, is very important, and this was, I think, the main issue that we addressed in this track. And I think that the head of this session wants to collaborate all the ideas and to establish a paper that will be sent to governors in Europe. So I hope that it will create this paper together with all the ideas, but the main goal is to open education, open access, and a laptop for every child.
Infrastructure. So a lot of the discussion was really more about the physical spaces of universities and how they will look in the future. But bearing in mind that people are now using Wi-Fi, internet, and So they were very interested about building the ideal university, like the ideal city. There was a lot of that sort of physical discussion. And there was some interest in our project in the sense that how we've collaborated in a physical space with the university. So I was able to tell them about the KO University experiment, of how we are, the online students are participating with the students physically in the space during the actual lecture time. And so they were quite interested in that interaction between virtual and physical, which has not happened very often before, I don't think.